This is Fred Beck from Fred Talks Fighting. I'm in London today, down at Rathbone Boxing. I'm joined by Coach Daley Perales. Thanks for coming down in the gym today. It's good to see Deji, Kenny, all having a good time training.
Yeah. It's good to have them both in. I train them individually, but, they always catch each other towards the end of each other's sessions.
It's good to see the rapport. I remember I've come down here quite a few times now, and you kind of look like it's kind of three brothers now, I guess, isn't it?
Yeah, that's what it is. We work hard, but I always want to create an environment for all my fighters where they can feel free around me, and it's not just all about boxing. Obviously, the training part is boxing, but they can talk to me like I'm their older brother or a father figure. If they've got something on their mind, something personal, they can be open and free about it. Or if they want to joke around, they can joke around with me. Yeah.
It's funny, you always come across on camera very, very serious, but off camera, when Martin Fori, one of your fighters, he's winding you up, you never snap or anything like that.
No, because that's what I'm saying. I want them to be able to be themselves around me, because boxing is hard enough. We work very hard. We run ourselves down into the ground. So, when the time's right to have a laugh, have a joke, we all love to, banter and tease each other.
Yeah, it's good to see. It's nice to see, I guess. Taking it, be able to relax in such a stressful situation is nice. We'll just go straight into it. We'll start with Kenny. Obviously, he fought last time against Ashley. I believe it's your first interview since the fight. I just interviewed Kenny, and he was saying that in the corner, you were saying to Kenny that he's up on the cards. Do you think Kenny done enough on the moment, on the day?
Well, what it is probably when I'm looking at, I'm training Kenny with so advanced training that I'm looking at the fight in a professional boxing kind of way. And it's just give me some lessons myself as well, because you got to remember I'm a professional boxing coach training pro fighters. So when I tell them to do certain things or the terminology that I use, they know how to go out there and apply it. Whereas, Kenny's still learning. So some of the things I'm saying, it won't come natural to him to do, So if I was to do it all over again, I'll probably forget the terminology and be like,
Scrap him.
Just go and take his head off. You know what I mean?
I guess you were looking for the cleaner, more technical work, more than the scrappy work.
But here's the thing. Here's where my terminology, like some people in the influencer world, that don't understand, the technical side of boxing, they will probably see it as, he's not telling him to do certain things or whatever. But the terminology that I use, I weren't telling him not to throw punches. You know what I mean? I was telling him things like, you're boxing beautiful. You know what I mean? Your jab is good. Keep doing what you're doing. But if you listen to the terminology I'm using, if I said to you, creep, do you know what I mean when I'm saying creep?
Go quite softly.
He needs creep
So basically, Raksu was falling off balance a lot.
There you go. We'll see you guys later. Thank you.
In a bit.
I'll see you, Deji, Martin.
See you later.
See what I mean? That's what I was talking about. That's what I was talking about at the start of the interview.
See you tomorrow. I'll message you in a bit. So Raksu was falling off balance a lot. So what I was telling Kenny to do is stick to what you're doing, but you throw shots in between the lines. So Raksu was falling off balance. So I was telling Kenny to creep back, not dance back to the ropes. Creep back with small steps and then throw the 1-2, throw the right hand, let Raksu fall onto Kenny's punches. You know what I mean? But when I'm using that terminology, creep, and Kenny knows all this stuff. Yeah. He knows my terminology.
Well, when he's down in the gym and we were pros, he'll pick it up. It's like if you're an English, say you're 10 years old, then you speak English and you go to a foreign Spanish school, you'll pick up Spanish quite well. Yeah. It's like that.
Yeah. I mean, Kenny knows everything that I want him to do. But what people have to also understand is that he's been fighting for 1 year. There's pro fighters, my pro fighters, that I tell them to do certain stuff sometimes, and not everything comes off. You know what I mean? Kenny's still learning, and to do it as well in front of a crowd like that, you know, 10-ounce glove, pro gloves and all that kind of stuff. There's certain stuff that he still needs to learn and he will hesitate with, you know what I mean? But with experience, the things that I want him to do and I need him to do will start happening naturally instead of trying to force it, you know, because he's trying to entertain a crowd. Because that's what I don't want as well, that he's trying to entertain a crowd and then he gets caught because he does something stupid and then gets himself knocked out. So it's about having the right balance between him doing what I need him to do, but also, letting his hands go and because it's the entertainment business.
Yeah, certainly. Yes. When I spoke to Kenny, he knows clearly what I did wrong, so then he can work on those and progress. It's perfect. Like some fighters, when they lose, they're like, oh, I don't know what went wrong. I'm a bit confused, a bit lost in there. That's, I guess, the worst thing that can happen. Yeah. But when you got clearly like the 3 things that went wrong, or 4 things, or how many ever it was, it's good because now you know to improve on those things, and especially a loss before the tournament as well. You know what to improve, and you'll be even better going into the tournament.
Yeah, I think it's a blessing because obviously, if we won that fight, people would have just probably said, "Oh yeah, Kenny just boxed behind a jab. He doesn't do anything else." He knows what he needs to do because I tell him, you know, to let his hands go in training, in sparring. You know what I mean? It's just about applying it under the lights, you know, and that's the hardest thing about boxing is. Anyone can do things in the gym, but then it's different when you get under those lights. And that comes with a lot of experience. When you have experience, you'll be able to do those things more. You know, fair play to Raksu because obviously I don't think Raksu was effective in a boxing sense.
He's went for it.
But the more the fight went on and he knew Kenny wasn't punching, he thought, oh, I'm just going to go for it. And it was those little flashes of going for it obviously that caught the judge's eye. So Kenny doesn't have to change his approach because that's what wins fights. He just needs to change his output of punches and know when to throw combinations and when not to throw combinations. Just different scenarios of when to do it and not to do it.
Mm-hmm. Certainly, yeah. And now, Kenny, was there any hesitation to take Kenny out of a tournament? Obviously, Jay Swingler's withdrawn. He has his reasons, which I think is completely fine. It's fair enough. It's his career. He can make decisions on what he wants to do. And I also like the fact that Jay Swingler also addressed it on camera. He didn't kind of shy away, which you got to respect. Was there any temptation to pull Kenny out of a tournament, or you were like, F it, we're going in?
No, there was. Because as I said, I'm doing everything by the book, you know, from a professional point of view. I want him to actually... Okay, you're a reporter, right? Do you want to be the best reporter you can be?
Yeah.
Okay, so every time you're going to get better and better the more, you know, interviews you do, you know, and you're going to be your own worst critic and everything like that. So there's no difference with me as a coach. I want Kenny to be the best that he can be at it. I don't want him to just go in there for the crowd, for the crowd's entertainment and just go in there and have a brawl. I want him to actually learn the art of boxing. You know, what's the point of doing something if you're not going to learn? You know, learn how to do it properly. That's all I'm trying to do. So Kenny doesn't need to change a lot about his style. As I said, he just needs to throw more shots and understand the game more and more. And we're already putting it right. Today he sparred 2 experienced guys with up the sparring. So I thought to myself, right, Kenny, his levels has gone up in boxing, in the boxing sense, as in technically. But now we need to bring that other side out of him, behind that technical side. So let's up the sparring now. So he's getting proper experienced sparring partners. And I don't think anyone in the influence of boxing is sparring these type of guys that I've brought in. You know what I mean? He's sparring top.
What are their records?
Top. He's sparring top champions, amateur champions. He's sparring undefeated pro fighters, you know. And even I've told him today, him and my fighter Martin, who's 8-0 pro, when Martin moves around with him, it's more just to teach him stuff, technical. But today I told him, be prepared, because I'm letting Martin off the leash. and you two are going to have a full-on proper spar. You know what I mean? So it's about the balance. Him sparring people around his level where he can work on the skills that he's being taught, but also putting him in the trenches, in that deep end, and taking him to places that he's never been before. And the reason, and that's what people are seeing. You know, as I said before in other videos that I've done, some things have to suffer. When you're learning boxing, you can't learn everything all in one go.
One step at a time, one punch at a time.
So Kenny's development has been learning the fundamentals, learning how to jab, learning how to feint, learning how to dictate, learning how to move his feet. So what suffered is letting his hands go, because he's had to learn the art of the other side. Now he's learning, and he's still not learned the art of that side. So it's not that we're going to stop that side, but now he's learning and understanding that side of the game. Now it's about putting him in that deep end and taking him to places he's never been before, so we can blend that all together to make him a more complete fighter. So yes, I was against the tournament because I'm more about his development, not about the money he can earn, or not about the fans. I appreciate the fans, but what I mean is I don't care about the fans' opinion of what they want to see. It's about what I want for my brother, you know. But it could be a blessing also, because that tournament puts him in that deep end, puts him in those trenches, that thing that I'm talking about, and puts him into a place where it'll force him to entertain and let his hands go.
Certainly, that tournament, obviously, everyone fights each other. Even if you do lose, you still fight the other loser. So it is good. One of the favourites to win is Gibb. Obviously, it makes sense. He had a good win against Room last time out. How would you say Kenny matched up against Gibb if they were to come through? You want to Gibb first?
I wanted Gibb first. I wanted Gibb to come down and pull out Kenny's name. Because at the end of the day, it's a tournament. You're going to have to fight the good ones, the so-called good ones anyway, at some point. So whether you fight him first or you fight him third in the final, it doesn't matter. So I didn't mind pulling out Gibb first. And I think the styles would match as well, because Kenny's more of the boxer and Gibb is more the pressure fighter. So I think that would have made for an exciting fight.
Yeah, that's true. It definitely would have done. But I guess now it'd be even bigger. I guess even more money on the line as well. And obviously, give them a lot more exposure. If they both do come through their fights, they'll fight on the semi-finals or finals.
Oh, yeah, it's it.
It's a tournament as well, isn't it?
Yeah, so have they put the fight...
Kenny's put it on a story a few times, on his Instagram story.
So who's on Kenny's side? If who wins?
Should I quickly look at my phone? You got it here. I can just cut this out of the interview if you need. Kingpin it here. Maybe they're not saying.
No, they probably never said. No.
That's a gold point they missed out on, though, isn't it? Yeah, because what you're saying is when Kenny versus this other guy, and then Gibbs fighting with Broom, if they're in the same bracket, then the winners will fight winners.
Oh, but we
I
don't
don't think they've released that yet.
Okay.
It makes sense, to be fair. They'll probably do it on the night to put more hype, won't they?
Yeah.
Anyway, moved to Owen fighters. Deji, he's down here. He won a little bit of a kind of push around or kind of confrontation with Ed Matthews yesterday. He's also got Swarms to match up, which is obviously a potential opponent. What's going on there? Do you know if it be Ed Matthews or Swarms? Do you know?
To tell the truth, my job is just to train them. So I don't really know what's going on until Deji comes to me and goes, "Coach, we're fighting this person."
Well, the reason I know that's true was when Deji was like, "Coach, I'm fighting Floyd Mayweather." You're like, "Okay."
Yeah, that's what it was like. I was like, "What? Seriously, you fighting Floyd? Okay, cool. Okay, let's prepare for Floyd." So it's the same thing, you know what I mean? Because even though I train influencers now alongside my pro fighters, I don't, and I'm happy to do interviews like all the time. And the reason why I do so many interviews as well is because I want people to, like, you know, gain some knowledge from how I see boxing. And I'm just trying to help people. That's all I'm trying to do. But yeah, my job is just to train. So when Deji comes with an opponent, he comes with an opponent, and my job is just to, you know, get him ready and give him a game plan to execute, you know. So Ed Matthews, I don't really know much about him. I think I saw clips of him a little bit on the last Kingpin thing.
Yeah, he fought this 50-year-old guy called Simple Simon back in July.
Yeah, obviously he's going to look good against someone like that. Yeah, so it'd be a good taste. I mean, the face-off looked tasty.
Well, Ed can talk trash, but so can Swarms, and he'll probably do a diss track. So both of them, I think it's been a long time since Deji's kind of, I think it was March, a year ago, when Deji was last talking like a lot of trash. Because Fuzi was very respectful, Floyd Mayweather was respectful. So it's nice to see kind of Deji getting into it again.
I think those diss tracks are a bit
cringe,
a bit worn out now. You know what I mean, come with something new if you're gonna wanna.
What could you come with?
I don't know. Just save it to the press conferences. Save it to when you're face to face. If you want to talk smack. I think making diss tracks are just they're dead now. You know.
That's so 2017. So 2018. But for yourself, your new gym, Trenches, exciting.
Yeah, of course. It's what I've wanted my whole life. So I want it to breathe boxing. I want people to smell the atmosphere of boxing and the history and the passion that runs through the gym, you know. So and Trenches, you know, it's a name that I love and it's the name that I use all the time with my fighters, because not only from a boxing perspective, but where I've come from in my life and stuff. So it represents life outside of boxing and obviously inside the boxing ring.
Certainly. As you can see on your t-shirt there. Gym opening is in May.
Yeah. So just doing refurbishments, getting it to how I want it to look. Artwork.
What artwork have you got?
Loads, man. We've got this one of Muhammad Ali on the speedball in a massive frame. So we're going to put up next to the speedballs. That looks pretty cool. And then there's going to be like a collage wall of me and my fighters.
So have you got an artist come in and drew it all?
Yeah, we've got artists, we've got everything. Going to have a collage of my fighters, like my pros, George and Martin, and then Kenny and Deji. You know what I mean? Say the home of the Daley effect, and then there'll be a collage of my fighters and all the memories that we've shared. I've got that one all wrapped ready from the O2.
Which one?
Of Kenny and Deji, all the celebrations from those fights and stuff. So it's going to be cool. I've got my custom ring coming.
Oh wow!
Yeah, you know.
Is it going to be like a retro boxing gym or like a newly kind of furnished boxing gym?
No, newly furnished, but with the old school.
So kind of clean old school look.
Clean old school look, yeah.
And when do we expect to be the open day to be?
Well, we want it open in May. You know what I mean? So, but there'll be a launch party before then, invite only, exclusive. So not anyone can just rock up. So you'll get an invite, and hopefully I'll get people down like Derek Chisora, you know, Lennox Lewis, and then all the other influencers that Deji and Kenny can bring as well. Yeah, so get videographers in there, photographers. Bring your camera and mic, you know what I mean? So
the first time you're like, Fred, let's do an interview. We can do a gym tour. We take me on a tour of the gym.
That'd be good. That'd be cool. Yeah.
Do you know? So, but I guess KSI Fight Week is his fight day is on the 13th of May. Do you think it'd be before that? I think it'd be smart to do it on Fight Week or maybe on the Friday at the weigh-in, just because all the influencers will be in that area. If you do it on the Monday, they've all gone home. Yeah. So I think doing Fight Week is the best time to do it.
Well, I'm going to try my best to get open before that KSI event. If not, it'll just be after. And then, but either way, it's going to be amazing gym. It's everything that I've wanted.
So we have box size classes there, or just your pros? Have you thought about that?
So it'd be professional boxing, obviously. Yeah. But there will be classes and one-to-one training there. Obviously, I'll be a bit more exclusive because of my schedule with my pros, but I'll have other coaches as well doing one-to-one training and then classes. But there'll be like exclusive classes, do you know what I mean? So there'll be the type of classes that you can't get anywhere else. So there won't be like loads of classes here, there and everywhere. There'll be like exclusive specialized classes that you really can't find anywhere else. So they can go to other gyms and do classes, but then they want to come to my trenches to do that specific class because they can't get it anywhere else. So that's.
I take it there'll be a website for it and merchandise be on sale when the gym opens.
Yeah, there be everything.
You're going to do other merch, you just got t-shirts right now. You can do boxing gloves, hand wraps.
You never know, we might rival Box Raw.
I love the name Trenches though, it is sick.
Yeah.
It is a good name. But I'll put your Instagram link in the description and looking forward to this gym opening. It's going to be good.
Yeah, it's going to be good. Look out for it. Follow Trenches 1605. That's the Instagram handle.
Why 1605?
1605 is when I was born.
1605.
1605.
Oh, that's not the year. That's not
the year. No. The day I was born. Sorry. 16th of May.
I was like, wow, Daley, you're getting on a little bit there. The year. Like the Battle of Hastings happened like 16.
But you know what? This is the good thing about it. Having that there is a conversation for people. They're like, 1605?
Yeah.
This trench has been around that long.
And it's good if a gym's been around for a long time as well.
You know
Good
what I
PR.
But yeah, 1605 is my birthday and my business partner. He is born on the exact same day as me. So we thought put the 1605 in.
16th of May.
16th of May is my birthday if everyone wants to know and drop some nice messages. So Trenches 1605 is the Instagram handle.
We'll put a link in the description for that as well then.
As I said, on my page, The Daily Effect, they're all going to be linked together. So when you go on Trenches, you'll see The Daily Effect there. You press on The Daily Effect, it sends you back to The Daily Effect.
You can do like custom collab posts, can't you? Where you post the same thing, joint ones.
Exactly, joint one, exactly.
You're going to have the Trenches caps as well. You'd be silly to miss that.
Everything, because that logo there is really cool.
What is that logo?
So it's a sword. Iron sharpens iron. But if you can see there, it's like a Taurus sign as well.
Yeah, like a ball.
Like a ball, it's got a flame, it's got everything.
It's got everything.
It's all in one.
Awesome, Daley, that's great. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks a lot.